Welcome to The Rewind. I'm Megan McDonald. Things are starting to get real serious up in here. We are just a couple weeks out from the WAC basketball tournament in Las Vegas. So from here on out, every single game counts because every team is going to want to head into the tournament with a high seed or else they're going to have an uphill battle. So without further ado, let's take a look at what happened over this past weekend down in Las Cruces as the Aggies hosted CSU Bakersfield. We'll pick things up with 8:30 left in the first half. Ali Ahmed missed jumper. Kevin Mays grabs the rebound and CSUB goes up 12-11. The runners went into half with a 2-point lead. Under 12 in the second, Jalen Arrington coming in hot. Mays misses, but boom, Justin Holland with the massive dunk to go up 3. 7:30, Aggies down by 1. Ian Baker from way downtown. I'm not even sure how he did that, and Aggies take the lead. Siakam kicks it out to Braxton Huggins to increase the lead to 5. He knows it. And Huggins one more time puts it away for New Mexico State, and the Aggies win it 63-55. Next up, Chicago State down in Lope territory. 16 minutes in the first half, Ryan Marley corner 3 to tie it up 9-all. Later, Chicago State up by 3, not for long. Dwayne Russell triple from Josh Braun. Ryan Marley three-pointer good, and again, Marley feeling it from behind the arc on his senior night, tying a career-high 5 threes. But Chicago State was answering the entire first half. Fred Sims Jr. hits the 3 there, and then Sims again with another triple. That guy was on fire. He paced the Cougars with 15 points and 4 rebounds. DeLandre Dixon spinning to Anthony Eves, three-pointer, but Chicago State would go into half down by 9. GCU comes out in the second half ready to bring this one home. Grandy Glaze layup to go up by 11. Right after, Jared Martin to Glaze again in the paint. Lopes lead by 13, and hey, you know what? Why not another Glaze layup a minute later? Under 8 in the game, Martin lobs it to Keontae Vernon. Huge dunk for Vernon to lead by 22, and Grand Canyon able to keep a decent lead the rest of the game, and they go on to win it 67-52. Take a look at the current WAC standings. New Mexico State comes in first place, clinching the #1 seed in the WAC tournament, picking up their 35th straight conference home win, extending the nation's second longest conference home court win streak. Grand Canyon took sole possession of second place, while CSU Bakersfield comes in at third. Seattle U and Utah Valley are tied for 4th place, both at 500 in WAC play. UMKC and UTRGV are tied for 6th place, and Chicago State rounds out the WAC standings. Over on the women's side, we had 2nd place in the WAC standings, taking on 3rd place in the WAC standings. That was UTRGV, who was 6-4 heading into the weekend, taking on CSU Bakersfield, who was 5-5. Let's take you right out to those highlights. Alyssa Shannon driving in the lane, runners take an early lead. Badabe Zimpari over to Erica Williams for the corner 3, and then later Zimpari with an easy layup there. Runners all around the court. Williams finishes for CSUB, and Bakersfield ties the school 3-point record, connecting on 15 threes and goes on to win 80-66. Look at Erica Williams, she knows what's up. She had 25 points on the day. Moving right along, Utah Valley hosting UMKC. Picking things up with 6:20 remaining in the first quarter, UVU up 2. Patrice Tossin with the layup to increase the lead by 4. Second quarter, Wolverines up 9. Sam Loggins gets it done in the paint. Third quarter, Roos cut the lead to 3. Mariah Seals sends it right on up to Rebecca Moini. Fourth quarter, Wolverines in transition. Deja Blanks putting it away with the layup, and Utah Valley picks up the road win 58-44. New Mexico State captured its 2nd straight WAC regular season title with the win over CSU Bakersfield, grabbing that #1 seed in the tournament and first round bye. There is a 3-way tie for 2nd place. That's UTRGV, Grand Canyon, and Utah Valley, all at 7-5 in conference play. CSU Bakersfield is 5th at 500 in conference action. UMKC, Seattle U, and Chicago State round out the WAC standings. Not only was every single basketball team in action this week, but our spring sports are officially underway. So take a look at who stood out the most in this week's WAC Players of the Week. Utah Valley's Connor Frey takes home this week's men's basketball WAC Player of the Week for the first time ever. The junior forward averaged a double-double of 16 points and 10.5 rebounds per game as Wolverines went 2-0 on the week. Frey opened up the week with 14 points and 9 rebounds in a win over Chicago State. Then he recorded his 4th double-double of the season with 18 points and 12 boards in a come-from-behind win over UMKC. On the women's side, Utah Valley's Dejan Blanks is WAC Player of the Week. The sophomore had a perfect night from the floor against Chicago State, going 10 for 10 from the field and 7 for 7 on free throws for a total of 29 points and 10 rebounds. She followed that up with a 5 for 7 game at UMKC, helping the Wolverines to go 2-0 on the week to move into a tie for second place in the WAC standings. Baseball started up this past week with various tournaments around the country. The first WAC baseball hitter and pitcher of the week goes to New Mexico State's Daniel Johnson and North Dakota's Zach Muckenhern. Johnson hit a .600 on the week as the Aggies opened up the season 3-0 with a sweep over visiting Towson. He went 3 for 3 with 2 home runs, 3 runs scored, and 5 RBIs. Muckenhern pitched a gem to open the 2016 season, holding nationally ranked USC to just 3 hits, retiring the last 15 batters in order in a complete game shutout, upsetting the Trojans 1-0. Over in softball, New Mexico State's Kelsey Horton is named WAC Hitter of the Week, while Grand Canyon's Taylor Nolan is named WAC Pitcher of the Week. Horton, just a freshman, hit .400 with a double, 3 home runs, and 7 RBIs over 6 games as the Aggies went 4-2 last week. In the final game of the week, she went 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored, a double, and a grand slam. Nolan pitched her second no-hitter of the season on Friday against Utah State, allowing only 1 base runner via a walk and striking out 5. She struck out a WAC best 20 batters and held opponents to a 154 batting average. Don't forget, you can watch live games on the WAC Digital Network at wacsports.com/live. For more information, check us out at wacsports.com or follow us on Twitter and Facebook.